Well, if this ain't a familiar sight, right? Today, guys, we're going to be talking about boost spike. And unfortunately, I've had to actually change the turbo kit. Now, what I mean by change the turbo kit, I didn't do major modifications like I normally would have done. Today, I'm going to show you the ways I was able to alleviate the boost spiking that was happening. So we went to the dyno and we made just under 700 wheel horsepower in this car. But one of the major problems was we had too small of a wastegate in our crossover pipe. Boost these cars, and as we make more horsepower and as we do more cubic inch and we get into 351s and 347s and 363s and 408s, you start getting into the problems where, you know what, you got to evacuate the boost or it's gonna, your wastegate's not gonna keep up. And since this is a relatively cheaper turbo system, this wastegate is just not big enough. And for a stock block, stock bottom end, maybe a 331, maybe even a 347, you could probably get away with this smaller of a wastegate. But I'm running a 408 stroker with a smaller turbo, which is already kind of backed up as it is. What was happening in our wastegate was not keeping up with the boost that was in the pipe. There's several ways to get rid of boost spike. One, you can put a different spring kit in. So like I got a pretty heavy spring setup in there, so it doesn't surprise me that it would come up on boost and then just not be able to recover. Now I could have just simply put a larger turbo in here. That's a VS Racing 8782 that I had ordered a while back. Now, that's another way you can alleviate boost spike is by putting a larger housing and a larger turbo on now. But I decided to go one better. I had already had the 66 millimeter wastegate. What me and Dave Dalkey decided to do was go ahead and mount it on the pipe. It gives it plenty of room to vent boost if needed. So as you can see here, I got pretty much a 2.5 inch, I think it's 2 1/4 with the V-band, and this is a 66 millimeter. You can see how big it is. One of the problems with having too big of a wastegate as well, you alleviate one problem, but then you have another problem where the turbo kit is letting all the boost out. But that can be controlled, and that's where you want to be. That's the sweet spot that we are with the white Mustang right now. And if I can control the boost in the pipe, then that's huge. Well, if this ain't a familiar sight, right? We've landed here at Craig Automotive again, which is also where TI Dyno is at. And I'm gonna actually give you guys some footage on the boost creep that I've been talking about. I'll actually put my runs up against each other and show you the boost and what happens with the smaller wastegate and what it's doing with my turbo systems. Let's go see what's going on in the shop. We'll get everything locked down and check everything out, make sure we're ready to go. So what we're gonna do is we're going to start at like 16 clicks because pretty much this boost controller is gonna be controlling most of the wastegate. And the wastegate's so big that it's gonna take a lot to get it to stop opening and dumping all my boost. So we're gonna see where we're at on the graph, on our AFR. And then we're gonna add, we're gonna probably go 16, 24, and 32. And I think I'll be done. The goal is to see about 15 or 16 pounds at a nice level, not a spike. So that's where we're at. We're trying to actually get up to the boost level. You can see here on the map, this is exactly what I wanted it to do. It's controlling the actual boost. Before it was just naturally climbing. And that's really kind of dangerous if you can break parts and lift heads like this. We're gonna go at 24 clicks now, which is 8 more than the last. Let's go. Okay, so we ended up making a hit. We were having a little bit of a dyno issue because we're going to have to run with roll speed because the tach signal's a little bit funky. But as we were making the hit, I noticed that the car was really fat as far as like mid-10s, mid-high 10s, as far as like the E85, like the AFR Stoich, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to probably lean it out quite a bit, maybe take out about 10 or 15% fuel. It's up around 24 clicks, around about 14-ish pounds of boost. We want to be about 15 or 16, 15 or whatever, and it made like 670 wheel, which I knew fixing the gate, and this is one of the main reasons why I did it, that it would free up not just really the horsepower, but more the tuning factor. And this is why I tell everybody the tuning, I mean, when you change something, I changed one thing on this thing and it changed the whole tune. Now, would Holley Terminator X adjust to that? Probably, because it would be, you know, targeting an 11.7 or whatever the Stoich would be. So we're gonna get Kevin back over here and we're gonna mess with the tach signal. We're gonna make another hit and see where we're at on 24 clicks. Continuing to climb, 707, 794. Got a pretty good line here. Woo, gotta go to the 900 one. Almost the Corey chart. It's got peak torque at 3,800, about 790-ish torque. Peak horsepower, just at about 700 at around 5,700. My old tune, or my old graph, had the lighter line here. And obviously the solid lines are the new. And you can see how much more torque. I'm coming in really early like he had said. Problem we were having is this little line on boost was just going whoop, right up out of nowhere. It was just climbing and climbing, and I was losing power and torque, and it was just falling off. So in other words, it was very successful because we were able to actually manipulate or achieve the same results, better results than we did before with less boost.
Yeah.
And we're maximizing the turbo because we already know it's small.
It's maxed out.
It's maxed out.
There's no way around it.
But we're not going to hurt anything doing it. Guys, we made 800 torque. Woo! It's a torque monster, baby.
You can't cheat the turbo. You were running out before, you're running out now. That's limiting your RPM. With this gate, you can come on much stronger, much earlier, and so your mid-range is way stronger because you're at lower RPMs. Basically, you're maxing the turbo out way earlier and holding it instead of having to go soft at the beginning because it's maxing at the end. It's still maxing, but you got your meat in the middle is just way more.
I have built my car to where it spools 25, 3,000, starts to spool. It leaves hard, it leaves strong. I get really good 60 foots, great acceleration to the point where I'm actually gonna steepen up the gears to go even faster on the acceleration. So it's all kind of how you build your car, guys. So this whole point of this video was to explain to you the experiences that I've had recently with the white car and how I've alleviated them. This is all kind of a how-to video. This isn't a type of video that's gonna get a million clicks. This isn't the type of video that, you know, is gonna be very popular, but I'm okay with that because most of my channel has derived around how-to videos and experiences I've had with not only turbo, stock block, just mods and Fox bodies in general. So if you guys enjoyed the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe on the way out. I have a channel membership if you're interested in giving something back to the channel, and I will be doing some giveaways for the whole channel at the end of the year to give back to the channel, you and the subscribers, for giving me the time that you've had all year to watch. So I appreciate everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.